Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you few brothers and few sincere sisters that watch my videos and gain edification or knowledge in this truth. Alright, so this is Nephilim Debunked. Alright, so this is Genesis 6, and I'm going to read down to 4. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Okay, so it reads, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? But let's read a little further. That the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So this is where the confusion comes in, because a lot of people read and they say, oh well, it says when men begin to multiply, and then it says the sons of the Most High saw the daughters. So if you're coming out of Christianity, I know a lot of Christian groups teach that angels slept with women. So you telling me that a spiritual being came down and from the sky and had sex, or a spiritual being came and had sex with a human being? No. Angels are perfect beings, and they're created from the Most High to do a specific task. So they're not going to sit there and sleep with a human being. All right. So let's go to the dictionary to define some terms. So this is the daughters of men. There are only two families in the ages Salakia. There are only two families in the ages before the flood, the sons of the Most High and the daughters of men. The descendants of Seth were the sons of the Most High. There were only one other family. Therefore, the daughters of men were the descendants of Cain. So there's two families. There's the sons of Seth, and there's the daughters of Cain. And if you go into the scriptures, all right, you're going to see that Seth came about after the murder of Abel, okay? And Cain was the murderer. So you have a righteous seed and you have a wicked seed. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, and yet this day shall be 120 years. So the Most High knew just from that, that he had to limit the days of men, and that, his spirit wasn't always going to be with man. All right? He was going to be angry at some point. And that it could not go on forever. All right? My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. So the Most High limited man's years. All right. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son and called his name Seth. For the Most High said, she has appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. All right. So this is Genesis 4:25, and it's telling you that it reads that uh, Cain slew his brother Abel, and the Most High gave Adam and his wife Eve a new son, which was Seth, which the Most High found favor in, which is the righteous seed, and Cain was the wicked. Okay. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he begat Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters, and all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. All right. So it's showing you that Adam was able to live 800 years. He lived 830 years and he died. So the Most High had to put a cap on that. All right. It was no more living to that type of age. So, it had to be a cap. This is Genesis 4:9. The Lord said unto Cain, where's Abel, my brother, thy brother, Salakia? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of my brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth and received thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth. So this is showing you that Cain was cursed. Him and his bloodline was cursed. Okay? So that's why when you go into the scriptures, there's two different seeds, the seed of the righteous and the seed of the wicked. Okay? So let's go into the sons of the Most High. The descendants of Seth were called by the name of the Lord. All right? Just like Jacob was called by the name of the Lord. Israel. Yasharallah. Okay? This is not true in reference to the descendants of Cain. So they were the descendants of the righteous and descendants of the wicked of Cain, and the servants of the Most High in all ages have been called the sons of the Most High. Okay? The character of Seth's descendants proves that they were the sons of the Most High. The character of Cain's descendants proves that they were the sons, were not the sons, Salakia, they were not the sons of the Most High. For Cain himself was a murderer, a fugitive, and a vagabond. And his descendants were polygamists and murderers. Okay? Let's clarify this. Polygamous is different from polygyny. A person who has more than one wife or husband at the same time. Okay? So that was an adulterous an adulterous union, because in polygamy, a woman can have, more than one husband. Okay? So it says marriage with a spouse of either sex may have more than one mate at the same time. Okay? At the same time. Okay? So, as we know, that's adultery. Okay, so let's go to this. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And they built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. Okay, so there you have it. There's a wicked seed and a righteous seed. All right. So let's go further into this. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, and yet his days shall be 120 years. So that's the cap right there. 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of the Most High came into the daughters of men, they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. So let's go to men of renown. Okay. So the men of renown are a group of people. Let's see. Renown meaning the state of being much known and talked of, exalted, reputation, derived from the existence of praise of great achievements or accomplishments, fame. Okay, it does not mean that a literal giant. It's fame. Okay, of being much known or talked about, exalted reputation derived from extensive praise of great achievements. So, okay, those men, those children became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. So it's like you have a famous parent and you're the offspring of that parent. So a lot of these professional athletes, they have children with these Edomite women. Jake gets with Edomite women. All right. And they have these children. Those children carry that same spirit. They carry that, that gene. All right. So some of these children come out talented. All right. So you got Jake mixing with, other heathens. You got Jake mixing with heathens, and their children coming out with talents. And these children are, men of renown. Became mighty men. They became, very, very talented. They became, men of renown. All right. So there you have it. That's my debunk of the Nephilim, because people are claiming that they're giants, but they are not. Let's see. They are not giants. In fact, they're not giants. In fact, they're just. And let's look up the word giant. Okay, really fast. if we can, if we may. So automatically when you put Giants, sports teams pops up. But you know, Giants. You see a lot of Jakes. You see a lot of Jakes when you look up Giants. You know, Giants. Okay. Just bear with me. I'm gonna try something else. Okay. Okay. So you got that. Look, it says a person, this is Giant.
Giant.
A person of exceptional talent or qualities, a giant among sportsmen. So a giant can mean someone of large size, you know, or it could be, you know, you could be like, wow, that person's a giant, you know, because you look up at them, you see they're tall. But also a giant could be a giant among men, among sportsmen. Somebody was a giant. He was, you know, it's an expression, a giant, someone who's renowned, someone who's well known, someone who's talked about. You know, there are many giants now. All right. Jake, there's a lot of giants among Jake. If you look around you, there's a lot of musical giants. You know, there's a lot of sports giants. There's a lot of fighting giants. So you have a lot of giants, a lot of men who are well known, well talked about. Mike Tyson's a giant. All right, Kimbo Slice is a giant. These are men known for their talents, and if they have children, those are going to be, you know, children, and they might, you know, Jake might, you know, pop a Edomite woman, and those children will be the children of renown, children of old men renown. Those are old men that were talked about, so their children are going to be talked about. So let's see. I feel like I made my point. You know, if you don't get it, then I feel like, you know, maybe the Spirit's not with you. But, you know, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. Shalom to the next one.